Miss Sarah at the Wadsworth Library in Geneseo. I am so sorry that these videos have been rather erratic recently. I am happy to be back with you. We are once again doing in-person story times at the library, and that has become really challenging to do both those in-person classes as well as my online classes. And we've also run into some technical snafus because the equipment that we were using is no longer available. So I apologize for all that. We are trying to work through it. So I did want to spend some time with you today sharing some stories from one of my favorite authors and illustrators, Eric Carle, who famously illustrated Brown Bear, which you see, which many of you probably have at home, as well as The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and one that you may not know that's called Papa, Get the Moon for Me. So we're going to take a look at those in just a few minutes, but before we get started, I thought we should start with a song. So can you clap your hands with me? We clap and say hello, we clap and say hello to all our friends at story time. We clap and say hello, we wiggle and say hello, we wiggle and say hello to all our friends at story time. We wiggle and say hello, we wave and say hello, we wave and say hello to all our friends at story time. We wave and say hello, hello. So we're going to start with Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me, written and illustrated by Eric Carle. There's a little more light in here than I'm used to. Papa, please get the moon for me. Before Monica went to bed, she looked out of her window and saw the moon. The moon looked so near. I wish I could play with the moon, thought Monica, and she reached out for it. But no matter how much she stretched, she could not touch the moon. Papa, said Monica to her father, please get the moon for me. So her papa went and got a huge ladder. And Papa got a very long ladder. Oh my goodness. Do you think he can make it to the moon with that ladder? Doesn't even fit on the screen. He carried the ladder towards a very high mountain. Then Papa put the very long ladder on top of the very high mountain. Oh, he's getting closer. Up and up and up he climbed. Finally, Papa got to the moon. My daughter Monica would like to play with you, said Papa, but you are much too big. Every night I get a little smaller, said the moon. When I am just the right size, you can take me with you. Look at that huge moon. Do you see anything on the moon? And indeed, the moon got smaller and smaller and smaller. When the moon was just the right size, Papa took it. Down and down and down he climbed. Wow. Down and down and down he climbed, taking the moon. Here, said Papa to Monica, I have the moon for you. Monica jumped and danced with the moon. She hugged the moon and threw it in the air. But the moon kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and finally it disappeared altogether. Then one night, Monica saw a thin sliver of moon reappear. Oh, do you see it? There it is. Each night, the moon grew and grew and grew and grew until it was full size once again. If you look really closely, you should be able to see a face on the moon. Do you see it? Papa, please get the moon for me. Written and illustrated by Eric Carl. Can you guys help me tell a story? Did you bring a turtle today? And a box for your turtle? All right. There was a little turtle, and he lived in a box. He swam in a puddle, and he climbed on the rocks. He snapped at a mosquito, and he snapped at a flea. He snapped at a minnow, and he snapped at me. He caught that mosquito, and he caught that flea. He caught that minnow, but he didn't catch me. There was a little turtle, and he lived in a box. He swam in a puddle, and he climbed on the rocks. He snapped at a mosquito, and he snapped at a flea. He snapped at a minnow, and he snapped at me. He caught that mosquito, and he caught that flea. He caught that minnow, but he didn't catch me. Did you get away? Oh, good. Excellent. Well, the other one I wanted to read today is one that you probably all know very well. It's called Brown Bear, What Do You See? And if you know this story, I want you to read along with me, because I bet you can. Brown Bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a, what's that? A yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. What sound does a green frog make? Ribbit, ribbit. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. Can you make it sound like a dog? Nice job. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. Do you see a teacher? I see you. Teacher, what do you see? I see children looking at me. Children, what do you see? We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see. Wow, you found a lot of things. Nice job. Well, thank you for joining me for Storytime Online. We are going to end with a song. This is called the Dancing Scarf Blues. So if you have a Storytime scarf from your kit, go ahead and get it out. The other way. Keep your scarf moving now. You can sway. You got the blues. You got the dancing scarf blues. Sorry, you can go back and forth. Yeah. Just keep your scarf moving. You got the dancing scarf blues. Now to the front. Your scarf to the front. To the front. And then to the back. To the back. Careful, keep Then jump up and down and up and down and up and down. Freeze!
Don't move a muscle, I'm watching you.
Shake your scarf way up high, then shake it down low. Shake up and down, look at you go. You got the blues, you got the dancing scarf blues. Yeah, just keep your scarf moving. You got the dancing scarf blues. All right, get ready. We're gonna do a big toss at the end. Nice job. Thank you for joining me for Storytime Online. It has certainly been a crazy year. I hope to see many of you in person this summer. Just a quick reminder that registration for summer reading events, including Preschool Storytime, is open now. You can sign up for either the in-person July or August Storytimes here at the library. We will be meeting in the library building, and we are still following CDC and New York State guidelines. For those of you who are interested in attending Books and Babies, that class is actually going to meet this summer out on the library lawn, because I do not want to ask those kiddos to have to mask, and we're going to try and do it outside. So check out this brochure. It's available on the library website and on Facebook, and of course here in the library, and I hope to see many of you this summer. This is our last regular Storytime Online. I may continue to do some occasional special events, but this is our last weekly program for a while. So take care, and I hope to see you soon in person at the library. Bye, everyone.